I'm Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different and every breakup is different. Work with me and you'll get professional help on your situation. And if you're in no contact, focused on personal growth, my workbook series, The Knowledge, will help you make changes like you've never made before. Available now at AskCraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Craig Kenneth, and in this video I'm going to be talking to you about I made a whole bunch of mistakes. Oh, isn't it awful when you're going through a difficult time and you get so emotional, you let your emotions cloud your judgment, and all you want to do is talk to that person. I know that feeling. All you want to do is reach out, connect with them, repair things, but it often makes things worse. So today I have a video that is a follow-up to an email coaching that I did, and the video was called He Completely Shut Off. So if you want to review that video, either before you watch this one or after, it's called He Completely Shut Off. It's from a couple in their mid-30s, and basically, if you haven't seen that one, she was dating this guy for about 5 months. It was going really well in a lot of ways, but he had just lost his dad, and the mom was extremely overbearing and unhealthy. She even went as far as taking his girlfriend's bathing suit and wearing it without permission, and then hadn't even returned it yet. She was FaceTiming several times a day. She was showing up to his place 3 or 4 times unannounced a week, and she was moving in. So it completely threw off the dynamic. And what I said is that she really needs to let him feel the loss. She needs him to realize that mom is unhealthy here. He's got to set boundaries so he can have a healthy relationship with her and mom. But at the point of that first coaching, she didn't even see mom as a problem yet. Or he didn't see mom as a problem yet. So until he recognized mom's a problem, how's he going to do anything about it? So, one of the things that frustrates me as your coach, guys, is when you don't stick to a plan. Trust me, I do this all day, every day. I've obsessed about understanding breakups, mental health, attachment, healthy relationships, all these things for many, many years. I would never tell you to do something that I wouldn't do myself if I put myself in your shoes, because I'm the most confident when I'm thinking about what would I do in your situation, because I know what I would do. And I tell you guys this on calls. You know, a lot of times you'll say, well, what should I do? And I say, hang on, let me tell you what I would do. And that way you know the best route to take. And if you don't want to go that route, we can navigate it and do it a different way. But let me just tell you my way first on how I'd handle something. And breakups are extremely confusing. I know, believe me, I've been there. And when I went through my breakups many years ago, there was no breakup channels. There was hardly anything about breakups online. It was very confusing. And a lot of the stuff that it was just horrible, like really horrible. So that's why I'm happy to put out all the content that we have over the years. So let's just get into this email coaching. Like I said, it's a follow-up to He Completely Shut Off. She says, hello there. Well, hello there, General Kenobi. I've been feeling very confused and almost crazy lately. So I need your wise guidance to lighten my way once more. You can refer to this previous email coaching to refresh your memory of the situation, which I did. I'll apologize first because since our last coaching, I made a whole bunch of dumb mistakes that I'll discuss in this email. Basically, I reached out to my ex instead of sticking with no contact. I know, I'm disappointed too, LOL. The first time I reached out to him was on his father's funeral day to tell him my thoughts were with him and his family. Okay, so he had lost dad, but I didn't realize it was that soon towards the end of the breakup. Wow, so she really brought up all those issues right as dad died. I thought dad had died a little bit into the relationship, but no, it was more towards the end. He didn't thank me or anything. He unexpectedly threw all his feelings in my face, telling me how the day went in details. Okay, well, she was trying to be supportive, reaching out on the day of the funeral, but people get really emotional. And if somebody's not put together really well, they're going to kind of unravel. The healthier somebody is, the more likely they're going to stay calm in that situation. But, you know, he's probably really struggling, and we could see that he was very close with dad and enmeshed with mom. So, didn't go well. He even went as far as sending me a picture of his mother in front of his father's urn, which she did. She did send me that picture. That's hard to see. She said, I cringed hard. The next day, I stupidly wrote him, I really missed him. He wrote back a day later that he did too. He just lost his dad, and dad was just cremated, and they had this memorial. So this is rough. Then he wrote an erratic text message telling me he had thought long and hard about our relationship and it wasn't working for him. No surprise. Not enough time has gone by for him to really miss you and to see things clearly. He's not even seeing mom's behavior as a problem yet. That has to happen before he's really going to be in a healthier place to reconsider with you. His two main and only reasons that I was too introverted around other people and that he's scared of getting fat and dying from illness like his father. Okay. He said I wasn't pushing him enough to be active. Well, that certainly doesn't sound fair. Putting the responsibility on you to take care of yourself? No, that just kind of shows he's really not in a good place and not thinking clearly. He's not exactly a social butterfly himself. He's always working on something in his garage and doesn't like to go out. The only person he hangs out with is his mom. Yet he's accusing her of being too introverted. I'm 1,000% certain she brainwashed him into thinking I was too shy. Well, I think mom was sabotaging things for sure, but probably not just about being shy. She was always looking for flaws in me in a sneaky way, and she seemed jealous of the attention her son gave me. Yeah, that dynamic is not healthy. This is an adult in his mid-30s. He should have boundaries with mom already. I know they're going through a tough time because they just lost dad, but still, this is completely unreasonable. He also added that he had never fallen this intensely in love with anyone before, which he said several times during our relationship. It made no sense to me that he would end things for such insignificant reasons if he loved me as much he said he did. Well, no, it doesn't make a lot of sense, except that he's so enmeshed with mom and feeling so much guilt over dad. That's part of it. That's a big part of it. I managed to stick to no contact for a month after that confusing text message. He kept watching my stories and liking my posts on Facebook during that time. Then, late one night, so many times people crack late at night, I randomly sent him a code to join an online game we used to play together and nothing else. He joined so fast. We didn't really talk afterwards. He just thanked me for the game the next morning. So again, you're looking for reasons to reach out. He's not really feeling the loss here because you keep reaching out. You're making this too easy for him. However, a few days later, he randomly sent me a video on a messenger of a song we used to listen to. He asked me how my dog was doing. And once again, he opened up about missing his father and crying earlier during the day in the garage. I was friendly. You see, you're making this too easy for him where he's not really feeling the loss, and now you're not getting anything meaningful and significant. Now he's asking about your dog and talking about his dad, which would be fine had he messaged you first. But now he's seeing that he doesn't have to do anything meaningful here because you're reaching out to a game code to play a game with him. These mistakes are the difference makers between people who get their ex back and people who don't. So when you do an email coaching for me, please read it over again and again and again before you do anything. We exchanged a few more meaningful songs back and forth the following week until I sent him our go-to makeout song. This isn't going to go well. Because he's not doing anything that he's really got to do to fix this or change this. You're just making it easier. He responded with a melting emoji and nothing else. I figured I was coming on too strong and I didn't reach out again. 2 weeks had passed when he posted a picture on Facebook of his mother's new car. At that point, I was already feeling breadcrumbed. Yeah, but you caused the breadcrumbing too. You were breadcrumbing. So you can't just put this all on him. And it triggered my anxiety. Before he broke up with me, he had told me his mother was moving in temporarily because she had financial issues, and there she was buying a new expensive car. Well, I mean, it's no surprise. I never thought for a moment that it was about financial reasons that mom was moving in. Even if you had told me that, I wouldn't have thought it, because the relationship was too enmeshed and unhealthy. And now she's buying a new expensive car. When people are grieving, they do a lot of acting out behavior because, as Margaret used to say, it's one of the last things people want to do is grieve. So they do acting out behavior. I felt lied to. I decided it was time for me to move on, and I unfriended him on Facebook. The next day, around 11 at night, he sent me a picture of his shoulder and his dog in his bed. He must not have a cat, so we have a dog here. I sent you the screenshots of that conversation and translated the language. Yeah, she did. I felt like it was a very intimate picture to send an ex, but maybe I'm prude, LOL. I didn't think it was too intimate, but everybody's a little different. As you can tell, he's left me on red. At first, I was angry that he couldn't care enough to answer something I answered, such as, I understand, or I'm sorry. Then I watched your video. They ignore you because they're confused, and it got me thinking. Do you think it could be the reason why he didn't say anything? Or he's just a jerk? Well, this guy just lost his dad, and his mom's an emotional mess, and mom is taking over his life. So I think he's probably really hurting, and he's probably hurting over the breakup as well. He's got a lot of different things going on here. I feel like him saying that I was too introverted around other people that he hangs out with, or that we weren't active enough, were fake reasons. Well, they never felt like authentic reasons to me. And I went into detail in that previous video. However, it's always in the back of my mind. I doubt myself and feel like I wasn't good enough, even though I was a great girlfriend to him. I feel gaslit because to me, the relationship felt right. What do you think? Were they valid reasons? No, I don't think those were reasons. They may have been small reasons that he felt here and there, but really this is about losing dad and mom taking over his life. And he feels guilty. He feels really guilty. Finally, I know I ruined my chances of getting back together if I had any. Well, you're certainly not making your situation better, okay? You're feeling breadcrumbed, but you're kind of breadcrumbing too. And you're not allowing him to really feel the loss of you and having to acknowledge mom's a problem and he's got to address that. I feel like he's probably struggling with the breakup too. Or maybe I just want him to. I feel he didn't really want the breakup, but he might have felt like he had no other option because he feels responsible for his mother. Yeah, I think that's a big part of it. He feels responsible for mom, and I do think he's hurting over the breakup too. But the grief over dad is too overwhelming. On top of his grief, he has serious financial issues. He's currently getting out of the military and doesn't have a stable job. I guess it could add a lot of stress and shame and maybe even depression. Absolutely. I see this with guys often. Guys really need to feel like they have a purpose or like they're doing well. And if they don't, they often struggle with depression. Having his mother move in with him was a great way for him to solve financial problems. What do you think? Well, it's not ideal, but so I wouldn't say it's a great way. But mom is really intrusive and is not going to really let him have any kind of social life or private time. So I think eventually that's going to get old. But will he do something about it? Hopefully he does. It's not healthy for either of them. This is a situation where we have a really unhealthy mom taking over his life. He's grieving, he's depressed, he's sad he lost his dad who was his best friend. Mom is taking over. Now he kind of needs her to get back on track financially. So why would he confront her? Especially when he still feels like he has you. You got to make him really feel the loss before he's going to be motivated enough to do something about it. So I think any kind of reaching out is only hurting your chances here. Guys, small things make a huge difference in reattracting somebody. And very often we have to do things that take a lot of emotional self-control to get our ex back. That's why I say, focus on doing the creative healing course or the workbooks 30 minutes a day. If you're struggling and you want to reach out, sit down and do the workbooks. Sit down and do the course. They're going to keep you occupied on something healthy as opposed to doing something weak, like chasing somebody who's saying they don't want to be with you. Okay? You got to respect yourself, and you have to focus on personal growth. Because if this guy does come back, if he does stand up to mom, you got to be in a healthy place where you're understanding boundaries and understanding healthy relationships. And I can tell you there are a lot of activities in the creative healing course on setting boundaries. In fact, I had to tell Victoria, okay, we've got enough, because we had so much in there. I didn't want to overwhelm people with stuff on boundaries. So you got to get healthy in order to help him get healthy too, because he's going to feel guilty and have a strong enmeshment with mom. But until you're centered and in a great place, you're going to do weak behaviors that aren't going to cause him to be motivated enough to stand up to mom and to fight for your relationship. Now, of course, that's not all on you. It's on him too. But I'm helping you do what you can to navigate a really bizarre situation with mom, because mom was very bizarre. If you go back and look at that previous email with her, you'll see what I'm talking about. So if I'm in your situation, I'm going to say, look, I do care about you, but we can't keep contacting each other. So contact me if you really change your mind and you want to work this out with me. Okay? You got to stand your ground here. Don't get mad at him for breadcrumbing you when you're also breadcrumbing him. You know, sending game codes late at night to play a game with him, that's also breadcrumbing. Okay? So stay focused on the personal growth and you're going to be a lot less likely to make mistakes in your breakup. And of course, that's what I'm here to help you with. Get a coaching with me on my website, scraig.net. The only way to do it is through the website. I do email coaching and I do Skype. And of course, that's where you can get my creative healing course and my workbooks. But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth, and I will talk with you soon.